right, hockey fans and listeners to the Hockey Toolkit. We have with us Herberts Zeibots, one of the all-time favorite Wolves players. He was part of the 2018-19 EHL Premier Championship. He then played another year in Laconia before the COVID lockdowns kind of forced him to go back to Europe. When he went back to Europe, he excelled in his academics while also playing professional hockey for 2 seasons in Estonia and Latvia with HK Herberts. He won 2 championships while he was over in Europe, and now he's back in the United States coaching youth hockey with the New England Wolves, and we want to get his perspective on what he's seen in the hockey world and what he's seen in Europe as compared to the United States. So welcome to the program, Herberts Zeibots.
Thank you guys for having me today.
Well, Herb, let's start off right off the bat. It's your first year full-time coaching. You're doing a fantastic job. Give me some of your perspectives on what are some of the things you've seen at both the youth level and then now at the junior level that have impressed you so far in the United States.
Um, I would say more about like parents coaching as well. Because in like my country in Europe, like usually there are like different coaches who doing like that stuff. And here's like parents really helps a lot, like junior teams and like midgets and mites stepping on the ice as well. I think that's really good perspective from the parents and like kids. Uh, the drills are what different. The hockey drills are different. It's like easier and easier to understand. Um, what else? A lot of
That's that's
stations.
fu- that's funny you said that, and you will get to the stations in a second, Herb. And I like where your head's going with that.
Yeah.
You said the drills are a little bit easier to understand, and I would say that Trevor, when we get on when Herb runs some drills for our EHL Premier team, they're pretty complex, and there's a lot of moving parts, and the kids really have to pay attention. And it's a good offset to what I generally do, which is pretty like this is the specific thing where we're looking to work on. You execute this, there's not a ton of layers on top of that. I just wanted a lot of intensity for that 15 20 seconds, but Herb has some pretty complex drills. Now, do you do similar drills, like full ice drills that are complex for younger kids in Latvia? Is that
Yeah,
commonplace?
we are doing those
Wow.
drills for U12s and older kids. U10s, U8s, we're doing like more like stationary drills. Sometimes like depends, maybe once a week we're doing also like full ice drills as well for them.
Now, in a typical practice structure, would you have, like you've seen with us, we generally have 2 teams on the ice practicing, and we'll kind of start off the beginning with a full, everybody participating, then we'll break off into teams. Is it like that in Latvia, or do you do like
Um,
full ice practices for all
Basically,
level?
U8s and U10s usually practice like together, so they have also like half ice, and then there's like 2 different coaches. One coach takes one team, other coach takes other team. Right beginning of the practice session, but U12s, U13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s, they have like full ice at least 3 times per week, full ice by themselves.
They're practicing a lot then, huh?
Yeah, they're practicing a lot, and they have also like 1 to 2 games per week as well. And also,
Really?
interesting thing is about individual statistics and scores on score sheets. So till age of U12s, like till age of 12, they don't have like team statistics on the score sheet. They just play for fun. There is no winners or losers. And from U13, there is winners and losers, and also like individual statistics as well.
Really? Huh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
interesting.
different. And also like here, U14s play 3 periods by 15 minutes. In Latvia, we have 3 periods by, I would say, 12 minutes, I think. Because U12s, no, actually, U14s play 15 minutes, U12s play 12 minutes, 3 periods.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's a little bit different as
Yeah, for
well.
sure. There's actually, my, and we'll get to this part of of
Yeah.
our interview later, Herb, when we talk a little bit about Latvia and some of the things that you were able to do over in Latvia. But um, we looked up on YouTube for a video of Herb, Trevor, and Herb's got some videos on YouTube that are pretty stellar. But one, he has a goal he scores on a penalty shot, and you got to be
Uh,
like 11, 12 maybe on that video.
I
So
think,
was
yeah.
that a video, like was that a game when they were keeping score or not keeping score? Was that, do you remember
That was
that?
back in the day when there was a score on the board as well. It
Ah,
was like yeah, it was a penalty shot on the game, and then I did that spinorama move.
you
It
know
was
what it is,
insane.
Herb. You got it right up here. Trevor, what do you
Perfect.
got for Herb?
Yeah, I mean, so you say like when you say things are harder, like, and Coach Trimble's already said like there's more layers added onto it. Um, like why are the drills? Do you start off at like a progression like we try to do out here? Like, well, some of us do. Do you try to progress from like, okay, this is the start of the drill, and then you add elements to it, or are you guys just going straight right away into the hard stuff of the
Oh no, we
drill?
are trying also like depends
You're trying to like build
what
up,
teams.
or
Yeah. Usually like on mites we doing like for beginning like also like example, three different drills. Start with the basics, then go like harder stuff and harder stuff and harder stuff. But like junior teams, we are going right away for the hard stuff, kind of like sometimes like coach is driving the drill on the board, then like there's there's only five guys who understand only like and then it's like then the coach is mad like because no one understands. Yeah.
right? Because then
But
you know,
like usually, like pretty much everything is fine about that stuff. But yeah, we going like U8, U10s, U9s. We going like really like basics, like step by step. And then like when it's got older kids, then we trying to push them like more information.
is there a lot of the drills for the older kids? Are they designed with just a set? I mean, like most drills are, yeah, we want someone to score, but is it like a set? You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, or is it more open to here's the objective? You're trying to score a goal. Here's the situation.
Uh,
Score.
I would say both. I would say both. Depends like what day is the practice. Um, Yeah, usually like Fridays before the weekend when the games is, then it's usually different. And Mondays, Tuesdays is also like different type of the situations.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, what
What
go ahead, coach.
Oh, what would you say? Like, so if in my mind's eye, like a 3 day practice week, probably like there'd be one day where it'd be a lot of like intensity and battle and defensive zone concepts, and then maybe in the middle would be like transitional things, breakouts, regroups, zone entries, and then that third one would be maybe like power play and special teams or details to prepare for your next opponent. How do they break up? If you have those three practices a week, how do they break those up? Is there a skills practice? Is there a combined practice? What does that look like?
So usually like Mondays, every Mondays there's like skating. Every single age group there is skating. Like one ice the ice session is for 1 hour and 1 hour straight they are just only skating with a skating coach. Different like skating exercises, like different drills. And then usually like Thursday or Wednesday they are doing like shooting drills and then like start to going like from um, break not breakaways but like starting to build from like coming to the games, like from the games, example, like when it's the like forecheck, and then you have to like break out from the forecheck, they starting like to rebuild that stuff. And then like closer to like weekend, like Thursday, Friday, they starting to power plays, PKs, and that kind of stuff.
Interesting. So it's more of like a skills base for those first 2 days, like working on those
Yes.
fundamental skills, but maybe not like that station structure that
Yeah.
is big proponent in USA hockey, but it's more of like a full ice component with skating. That's interesting, Herb.
Yeah. I know
Who
I remember in that HK Corbett, like there was a lot of kids, but they didn't want to go to Monday's ice session because there's like only skating without puck, so it's kind of boring for them. And then we'll go to like workout, and it's hard workout for them as well. So they usually went to like just Wednesday practices. So
That doesn't change in any country, right, Trev?
No, yeah, no. I don't even like going to Monday's skates, and I'm a coach. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have Monday skates. Uh, so I guess who oversees, um, like the club? So in Latvia, who oversees like the club level of hockey? Does the Latvian
yeah,
hockey?
there's
So
Latvian Hockey Federation who is like supporting, and there's like some basic rules, and every team has to like look up for them.
okay, and like so who decides? I've sat in a couple of like different like meetings or conferences with people from like Sweden and Finland, and then
Yeah.
like the Swedish Ice Federation, like they're like it's a much more friendlier feel over there amongst the coaches and the teams because they're all trying, they're trying to get better. Where over here in America, I mean, it's like everybody hates everybody and you got to beat everybody. And yeah, like most coaches, like, everyone's trying to get on top, be the high guy on the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
So over there, is there a lot of communication amongst the clubs?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they are, and also like sometimes like different coaches talk with each other and like ask, hey, I see like your guys are really physical on the ice. Do you know, like, can you give me maybe your practice plan for that? Like, how you guys working out? And they are open, like, and because the end of the day, they want to like help Latvian ice hockey like get better. Not,
mhm.
it's not only about like your team, how your team does, but also like everyone's get better. So that's really good, like I think, sign for like those Latvian coaches who is not like, oh, I don't want to tell you like my secret workout because you're gonna get better team, and it's sometimes like they help each other. That's really good.
Yeah, out here that doesn't happen at all. Like nobody's asking anybody else for their drills. There's too much pride involved, too much ego.
But also like
I'm a hockey director.
Yeah. Man,
also like everyone knows each other in Latvia. Like everyone knows each other
no,
Yeah,
it's
because
that's
the
shocking, Trev.
country
Like
is
Latvia is about the same size as New Hampshire, if you can imagine. Like,
almost
right?
they're really close.
Herb, how many people live in Latvia?
Almost 2 million. Right now, I would say like 1.8 maybe. It's like changing by years. But yeah, it's not a lot. And we have maybe how many? We have maybe like 20 rings, I would say, in Latvia.
Oh,
Maybe a little
really?
bit more, but 20-ish. Yeah.
that's it. Wow.
Yeah.
But that's phenomenal. I mean, like how many NHL players do you have right now from Latvia and playing in the NHL? Like you probably got 15, something like
No,
that.
no, we don't have that many. We have combined from AHL and NHL players, I would say like six.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like we have Zemgus Girgensons, he's playing in Lightnings, Tampa Bay Lightnings. Then we have Theodors Blugers, he's from Vancouver.
Elvis,
Yeah, Elvis Merzlikins, he's goalie from Columbus. Um, who else there was? Oh, Balinskis, defender
yeah.
from Florida Panthers.
Sandis
Um,
Ozolinsh, he's going to come out of retirement.
Yep.
oh yeah, he was really good with Arthur Irbe.
You
Those
weren't
two
even
were like
alive.
legends.
That's true, Trev. I think Herb he just knows stories, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he's seen videos, but yeah, it's like me saying, yeah, I remember when who was it? Larry Robinson was coming up the ice, and I would never know.
Yeah.
But
Guy
what?
Lafleur.
Yeah, what are you seeing in America that? What would you say like so far in America as a coach that you like that is not being done in Latvia or even Estonia when you were over there?
Um,
Anything at all?
I
If
would
not, it's okay.
no, I like also different drills. It's totally different drills than in Latvia. Like sometimes some drills are similar, but some are like different, and I haven't seen before those. So it's like for me, it's like wow, it's nice. I would
Yeah.
like to like when I go back, example to Latvia, I would like to show them like something new. I like those like different like either like it's in with junior players like different like tactics and positioning and like small details and like shooting drills like puck protection drills like they're like what different and also like for mates, like stations, different stations as well. It's really nice because when I helped with U8s, I think it was U8s, and what we did in stations, it's totally different than what we're doing here. I did like um some kind of like tennis balls on the ice. They have to pick up tennis balls. It's like just beginning, like more like fun. Here's like also fun, but there's like skills. You skating, you passing, like you're doing what more than before we did in U8s. Now it's also like growing up there. But yeah, like now it's like wow, U8s can do that. Like they can like skate, they can pass, and like it's wow. So it was like wow, unbelievable, like really good.
Very
What
cool.
would you say? Discussing like the practice structure is one thing, and looking at the templates for U.S. and then Latvia. Are there any difference you think in the kids and parents, or are the kids basically the kids, are the kids, are they more attentive in Latvia than they are in the U.S.? Would you say that the parents are more involved or less involved? What is your perspective now that you are a coach here and dealing with kids, hands on? Like
Yeah.
what is the difference in the actual athlete?
Um, I would say the the kids from like 8 to like 18 years old, they're kind of like similar actually. Uh, I would say juniors probably are more physical than Latvian guys, and also they talk more on ice than Latvian guys. Um, I would say that's it. Like parents are definitely more involved in United States. Like in Latvia, there's not that many cases. I remember there was like one case when there was like U15, I think that was U15 or U18 team, and the one parent was upset to coach that he didn't let his kid play. So he waited him after the game on outside of the ring, and he like start argumenting, and then he punched the coach.
This is in Latvia or the U.S.?
Yeah, that was in Latvia. He punched that
That's a
coach, and he
Wednesday night out here in
and
the
he got
US.
suspended. Like, yeah, it was bad. The kid got suspended. He need to like move from the different team, and then there was like a rule like no parents can like come and watch the practices on like one ring.
That's like
In
the
one,
Oh
greatest thing
wow.
in the world. That's like the greatest rule. That guy did everybody a service actually by hauling off and that coach. That's what it takes for me not to have to deal with parents for the rest of my hockey coaching career. I'll take a
You're gonna
punch
take
right
one, Ted?
now. I'll take one right now. I'm just kidding. I love the parents. They love me.
But also, yeah, it's sometimes it's hard to deal with the parents because, example, like the team organization wants to, example, like get more money, example, somehow to get more kids involved on the hockey, and then they're, example, losing because you have to like play out the players. And then
Mhm.
the parents from other way like coming and tell the coaches why we are losing so much. And then the coach is like on the middle, like he needs to like talk with the parents and be good guy with the parents and also with the owner. So it's kind of like really like 50-50 situation. Like and then he like telling straight like to the parents, like I need to play like all the team, all players.
Right.
And it's like till age of like 14 at least, you have to play everyone.
Now, Herb, moving over to a little bit towards the junior hockey side, you're coaching junior, um, and you played junior hockey in the U.S. before going to play professionally in Latvia. Give me just a snapshot of your experience playing junior hockey. What attracted you to playing in the U.S., and then um, what are some of the things that you learned while playing hockey in the U.S. that helped you play for HK Kerbeds back home in
Yeah.
Latvia?
I It was U18. It was 2018. Then that I wanted to like go somewhere else, try to different country, and I haven't been in the United States, so I really wanted to go there. So I went to that CCM showcase, and there I saw you, and I
Oh,
got to
that's how
know
you got
from
picked
you.
off.
And then I came here. Uh, I didn't have much like. I didn't know how it's gonna be here, but I really enjoyed the structure, like 2 eye sessions per day, workout, video, gyms and yoga and everything like that, and like so like all details on the like skills on puck control, like vision and PK, power play, forechecking, like everything. Like I got like so many like good information, and also I built my confidence as well, so it was really good because player without confidence is like really hard to play. Even like if you are really good and you don't have confidence, it's really bad. Um, yeah, and then when I come back to Latvia, I was like, that was the COVID year. That was COVID year. I wanted to come back again to the United States, but then there was COVID stuff and I couldn't came back. But then I stayed in Latvia, and then everything was like totally different again. Different drills, everything was different, different coaches, like uh but it was good experience. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Now, Trev, I got to tell you, here's a so this has to get out, right? So Herb is one of the best human beings I know, and we put him in his first year in his billet situation. He lived with. I shouldn't reveal names, but maybe you edit that one out, Trev.
All
Uh,
right.
she had like 28 dogs in her house.
Oh, they were a lot dogs.
A lot of dogs. And then the next year we put him in. Was that when you live with Chuck next year?
Yes,
You
yes.
live with Chuck the second year, who's like the biggest Wolves fan in the world and comes to every game. And that's a pretty good billet situation. But then when he wanted to come back to the United States, that's why billets are so important because he reached out to Chuck and was like, I wanted to come back and I want to get into coaching. And Chuck was like, yeah, come on back. So fast forward from 5 years, and he was right back in with his same billet, but now a little bit different living situation. But I'm surprised Herb still likes me, considering we put him into Melissa's place, and she had so many dogs.
The
Oh,
101
there's
Dalmatians.
so many good stories in that house.
Give me one good story, Herb. One story you haven't told me yet. It's got to be somewhat clean, but not. It can be a little. You can say a couple f bombs if you need to.
Oh, well, those stories are really bad. Like those stories are bad. Like example, like one day, um, like the lady like told me and my teammate to like vacuum the room, and so I was in a second floor, and he was in a first floor. He was living in the first floor, and so I walked down from the floor and like down the like room downstairs, and I see like she's vacuuming like dog shits.
Oh man.
And then
Oh.
and I was looking like, what's going on? Like, it can't be true. And then she's like, hey, here you go, vacuum your room. And we was like, me and my buddy was like, I don't want to vacuum my room with that thing anymore. So what we did, like next day, we call like our teammate so he can bring like new vacuum from his house. So our room could be clean. But there was also like incredible stories about dogs in a kitchen and what they did in the kitchen, and it was incredible. Something that I never forgot.
Well, that's sounds like an interesting
Yeah.
situation. Um, so right now with you coaching, um, you've come back and it's a great billet system. It sounds like Coach Trimble had you set up there in the second half. And I mean, again, it's great stories. Um,
I missed it completely because I got disconnected there, Trev. So
that's all
hopefully
Oh,
right.
it was
I mean, it's good
somewhat
story.
clean. I'll hear it later.
Yeah, you'll hear it later. It's all right. You might get a knock at your door, but don't worry about it. No, it was fine. What right now working with the junior kids, how do you, through your experience, like how do you, like what are you doing differently that maybe, and I'm not trying to throw Coach Trimble on the bus here or anything like that, but like what are you doing that maybe you thought you like to get more of, or let me rephrase that. Let's put it in a better way. What did you like that you got here in the US that you weren't getting in, Estonia or Latvia, that you've brought, like you've continued to do?
I would say like the coaching methods,
Okay.
how you coach, how you teach the kids, how is your like body language and how you talk and the positivity. I would say like those are the most important things what I got and what I learned also from Andrew. And when I'm here, I'm also like trying when I'm coaching, I'm trying to help kids. Like I understand how when I was playing hockey and how it feels sometimes when you do a mistake or something, like you know the mistake and like Andrew said also there are some players like who knows they got the mistake, they know that, and when like coach is yelling at him more, then it's like he kind of like shut down and like he can't play anymore because he's like too scared to get mistake again. So we
Right.
also like see like okay, he got mistake, like don't say anything to him, like next like support him, like next time like you can do that, like teach something like that. I would
Yeah,
say I would say like coaching methods, I would say that was really nice.
very
Do
cool.
you find that the coaches in Latvia are a little bit more like taskmasters instead of like, if you make a mistake, they come down a little bit harder, or would you say that is that
I'd
a
say there's
difference?
also like there's obviously like different coaches as well, but yeah, like because Latvian hockey comes from Soviet Union, and there was like really tough methods, like hard, like you need to sprint all the time, like running, and like they are yelling at you all the time, like also even like hurting you kind of like emotionally and like physically as well, like before. Uh, but now it's also like different as well. You can't like yell at kids that much, like what this was when I was playing, like in 2010 when I was a kid. It's different as well, but in junior levels, especially, like some coaches are like the like old methods, and sometimes it just doesn't help. Sometimes it just doesn't help, and you need move on to like new methods. And
I mean, you brought up a good, you brought up the USSR and like the Russia and all that. How much of the good quality, as I guess you could say, of like the old Red Army, like we're talking like Tarasov type teaching, how much is that still around over there? And like,
oh, there is definitely there is coaches who are still doing like that stuff, and they even don't want to learn something new. Like hockey is getting like faster. There's so many technologies coming, like, and they just don't want to learn from those. Like, because how I understand also in my school when I was learning in my university, like, now it's like more important on speed and speed endurance than like just regular endurance, because a lot of those coaches, like in the summer and sometimes in the season as well, they are just running into like building their endurance 10, 10 kilometers, like 10 miles on the time. And it's like sometimes it's just like worse for the like players than
mm,
it's like getting like best out of him. And also about like example on the ice sessions, three ice. You have to skate like three laps. Example, 45 seconds. If you make that time, then it's good. But when you like more than 45 seconds, then it's like also bad for you already. Like, so it's like different like details, like small details, but different coaches like, Latvia like don't do it. And sometimes it's just not helping kids to grow and get better.
yeah, like on a now defunct podcast that I used to run and with a douchebag old different with a douchebag host. I mean, he
We
knows who
we
he is. He listens.
we don't hold grudges though, Trev.
Yeah, we don't know. With him, he's I can hold whatever. The one thing I sadly did agree. I mean, I do agree with him was like, they talk about Tarasov was always about like the up here, up in the mind, and all that type of stuff. And do you still see that? You just talked about speed and endurance and strength, but is there a lot of teaching up here in the mind? Do you feel more in Latvia or still like in that, or is it? Or do you even see like in the US you see more of that?
Um, the hockey sense, like how they teach
Yeah.
hockey sense. Um, Like they are trying to like make videos as well, like trying to work videos from the games and different games. That's also a good thing. How they try to like build the hockey sense from mistakes on the video where you can see as well, because a lot of young hockey players nowadays, I would say like they are watching maybe more a little bit, maybe
Hmm.
some not, depends by age. But overall. There is also like players who understand the game and who doesn't.
Right.
It's hard. I would say like it's kind of like similar. I remember I was in a hockey coaching clinic, and there was also like one NHLer. from Russia, from who he played for Chicago Blackhawks couple seasons, and he said about might USA hockey, like the thing is like they don't have much like hockey sense. They are like fast, they can skate, they can pass, but the hockey sense is missing. And that's what he said.
Yeah. I
So
think I
maybe
know.
that's
I bet you I could guess who it was, and I'm not gonna do it on the recording here, but I won't. But I got a pretty strong idea that they were probably a first round draft pick, weren't they?
Maybe.
Yeah, I know exactly who it is now. It's all right. He's a good player. I played against him in men's league, and yeah. Anyhow, but no, yeah, because I
You
was.
know,
Oh, go ahead, coach.
they try to teach a lot of USA hockey that they stress small area games to teach hockey sense. That if you get them in a game environment, kids will intrinsically figure it out. Now, do you find that is that similar in Latvia? Do they do games like that, or is it more just an emphasis on chalk talks and videos like you were talking about?
Yeah, we also have mini games on the practices, but actually I would say more than mini games, we have like full ice scrimmages. So like aimed with the practice. Sometimes it's like more like 5-on-5 scrimmages than 3-on-3, 3-on-3 like cross ice, I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah. Well, you guys are using that full ice sheet. That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you brought up a great point with the endurance training. We had a player a couple years before you. His name was Misha Koval. He was from Moscow, and I remember he came into the office. Yeah, I'm going to say like end of September, and he was like, "Coach, I need to talk." And I was like, "Okay, what's going on, Misha? How you doing, buddy?" And he was like, "He's like, we need more hard running in the morning, first thing, 5 miles, 5 kilometers, or whatever." And I was like, Misha, we're doing a lot of the sprint work, and then we're doing strength training, and we're doing explosive movements. And he just wasn't having it. He was
yeah. He was used to it.
yeah,
Mhm.
he was totally used to it. And but it made me think, like, what is, that's what he was used to. And they always say if you practice running fast, you'll skate faster, right? But if you
Yeah,
practice running slow, it's not going to make you run or skate faster. But then you look at guys like some of the best skaters ever: Pavel Bure, McGillney, Fedorov. I mean, those guys, Kovalchuk,
yeah.
dynamic skaters and just
Yeah.
super fast. So, you think there's a balance there, or do you think that one's right and one's wrong? What do you think?
Um, well, it's I don't know, like it could be like a balance. Like you can do like endurance on off season, uh, like preparing on the season, like in example, like July, August, maybe a little bit. Like you can like run maybe once a week, like 10, 15 miles, but I wouldn't say like you have to do like 3 times per week that. I would say like that. Like
So I mean,
yeah,
like when
more like
When Char would get on his bike and ride all the mountains up in Slovakia, like you're not saying don't do that all the time.
yeah.
Well, Charles also played till he was 45, so
Something's got to be there.
there's got to be something
He
there.
found
I
the
think there's
fountain of
value
youth.
in that.
That's what it was. He found the fountain of youth up in those mountains. That's why he was
Or
biking there.
he's taking that Russian gas. That could help too. All right, Herb, let's bring it back to now your pro experience. Now you played for HK Kerbads for 2 years. You won 2 championships. Tell me about that experience. How many games do you play in the Latvian league? What does the travel look like? What are some of the best experiences you had playing for HK Kerbads?
Yeah, so we played once, no, 2 seasons we played in Estonian league. We were only one Latvian team who is playing in that league, and our goal was to winning the championship out there. And first year we ended up getting like second place. The travels was we traveling always with the buses, 4 to 6 hours usually the travel was something like that. Um, but the like game is different because there's like more like grown players, like fast pace. Like there's also like better teams and not that bad teams, like not that good teams. But the pace was faster, like stronger guys, quicker. You need to think quicker. You need to pass harder, like really hard passes. Like shooting was like wow. sometimes. You went like I remember I went on the first practice and I stepped on ice with like the older guys who played in good European leagues before and now coming back and kind of like retirement, playing hockey for retirement because they are living here. And I step on the ice and I saw like the speeds and how they shoot the puck and I was like, whoa, that's good. Like that's good. So sometimes like I go to the net front, it's like hopefully he won't shoot at me and he will pass the shot around me, like, because if he gonna shoot at me, I'm gonna get injured. Yeah, like there was like different. There was like it was a lot of fun. I like learned from them a lot. And after like first month when I practice with them, I start kind of like used to that like environment, like the speed and skilled group, because also we had really good group, like everyone support each other. So it was a lot of fun.
I'll tell you, Trev, one of the things about Herb, it's he's on whenever he's on a team, they win, right? Like, so it's kind of a weird thing, right? Whether he it's true. There's some guys who are just, when they're on a team, they figure out a way to win. And Herb was on our premier championship team. The next year he was on a very good team. Again, that won 30 out of 40 something games, won those championships in Latvia, and we're off to a good start this year with our Wolves EHLP team again. And
I'm lucky.
I don't think so, Herb. I think you have a lot of those qualities that, are a connective player where guys want to be around you. You guys want to, if you're saying, hey, let's go to the movies, let's go stick handle at the basketball court, they go with you because you're a connective player. And one of those things is I think that people that you're willing to do the extra step for kids. And I know I'm going to put you on the spot here, and it always doesn't, you are a humble guy, but tell me about that Latvian Hero Award. Tell me a little bit about
Oh
that.
no. Oh no. I usually don't like to talk about that stuff, but
Herb, it's a
yeah,
big deal, man.
I know it's a big deal, but I don't like to be like kind of like I don't know how to say that, but like when people talk about me and that stuff. But so I got Latvian Talent Award in 2016. Because of that, I saved one 40 years old guy on the ice. We was on the lake. I saved him on the lake, and it was like January, like really cold, freezing water. We both like driving on a snowmobile. I
Oh
thought
shit.
like we're gonna drive like somewhere else, not in the lake. But we went like straight to the lake, went to the other side, and then something happens, and we like just like break down on the under the like water, and then I have to like he starts like panicking, like screaming, and then I start like kind of like laughing a little bit because like what's going on? I was like confused a little bit, and then I look around, and I can't see like even like the people like because we are too far away. We were like 700 meters. That's like 50, 100 feet, I would say maybe
Oh man, you're still
something
messing with
like
my
that.
mind, but
And yeah,
Several
so I
football
got
fields.
there we go.
yeah, and and then somehow I made it to the ice and take off my jacket. I put him one end. Then I get him out of the like water and that's how I save him and then like later on I got like call from Latvian Got Talents. Not yeah, no, not Latvian Got Talents, Latvian Hero. Um, and then I get that award. And then I had to go there and I give a speech and I was like a little bit shy and like it was like so quick answers. Like they asking my question, I was like, yes, no, good. Something like that. But yeah, it was something like unique, like
Something to
what
be
I would
proud of,
never wanted to experience again, but
for sure. Yeah, that's
somehow
something
I
to be.
made it like
That's definitely something to be proud of. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's amazing, man. It's
that is.
amazing.
Yeah. Not every day you
yeah.
get to say you save someone's life, and that's awesome.
And to have the
Congrats.
wherewithal at 15, at
Yeah.
15 years old,
Yeah.
I was doing
have
the
be
math
that
there when you were
composure,
saying what year it was. I was like, well, okay, he had to be pretty young to do that.
And I remember also like day after like and like oh that ceremony like showed on television so like our Latvia can see
They weren't
And
like
then
videotaping it, like it wasn't like a prank show or something, like, or they were like
no,
videotaping it
no.
going on, and like,
That's fun too.
I mean, if they had a play, if they actually had a visual of like the whole thing happening, like then I'd be
No,
like,
no. Actually, we
That'd be the
wanted
Truman Show.
yeah.
we wanted to put GoPro, but like we somehow like forgot it. So that would be like really cool, like videotape of that. But so next day after the ceremony, like what showed on TV, I went to like supermarket in my city, and the lady was asking, "Oh, you are the Latvian hero?" I was like, "No, no, no, that's not me. That's not me." I was like, "No, I don't want to talk about this. Like, it's good. That's not me. That was different, dude." Yeah, but like definitely I get recognized more and more. Um, Now it's like calm down.
Right.
Yeah,
That's awesome though.
yeah,
That's fantastic. It's something to be extremely proud of, and it's again, you no one ever wants to be put in a position where they have to save someone's life for sure, but being able to say that you were able to, that kudos to you, man. That's fantastic.
yeah.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Well, I got one final question for you, Herb. You know, you're doing a tremendous job this year. You're coaching with our 14s. You're coaching with our EHL Premier team. You've been on the bench with our EHL team. You've run skills. You've done stuff with my camps. You've done a bunch of stuff. And you know, where do you want to go from here? What are some of your ambitions? Do you want to continue to grow and coach? And is that your lifelong ambition? Like, what would you like to see in the coming years?
Yeah, I wanna continue the coaching and get better and learn more and more and more experience, and then we'll see what's gonna happen. Like for now, I'm really enjoying here. I'm really enjoying like different age groups, different things. Like all the time is like you moving somewhere, like you're not sitting, just like I like that feeling when you have to do something all the time. And yeah, I just wanna be better coach, learn from you, from everyone else, and we'll see how
There's
it's
other
gonna end
people. Come to Chicago. Come on out to Chicago. All right.
up. I would love
That would be
to.
pretty cool. If we fly out Herb to stay with Trevor and do his practices out there, that'd be pretty cool too.
We'll
That
do
would be
a
actually really
we'll do
cool.
like a Big Brother type thing where it's like a whole like week. We'll do our own docu-series, not a Big Brother, but like a docu-series. Just a week of Chicago hockey, man. My kids, they love you. Give you
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Trev, that's the storyline for the show Perfect Strangers. Remember that show from the 80s?
I wasn't even born then.
Oh, come on. You gotta all the fans at home are gonna Google this. Perfect Strangers. It was set in Chicago. It was a guy who had a cousin from Europe. He comes to the US, he shows up at his door, and they have this business. Balki Bartakamus, that was the name of the guy. And now I'm dating myself. People are gonna think I'm an idiot, but we got to make Trevor Herb. We got to make that connection.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Oh man. Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. I see it now. I vaguely remember it. I can't say I watched too much of it, but or any of it at all, period. But yeah, we'll set it up. I'll let you run my practices for a couple days and I'll take the night off. But no. That's great that you're doing the stuff and that you've came back to the US, and it seems like you're doing a fantastic job and you're really enjoying it, and you got a great, again, you're bright out here. You bring a lot of positivity, a lot of energy, it seems, and so yeah, kudos to you and keep it up, man. That's awesome.
Thank you, Trevor.
Well, that's it.
Hopefully everything will be
Okay.
fine.
Everything will be fine.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps up our interview with Herberts Zeibots. Make sure you're checking out our future episodes. We got a bunch in store coming up here with Trevor and I over the next couple weeks, and a lot of news coming with the USPHL, the NCDC, the CHL. Right, Trev? We got a lot of
Yeah.
stuff to talk about in the coming weeks here, my friend.
Yes, we do. So, thank you everybody for listening. I am Trevor DiCarlo.
I'm Andrew Trimble.
And I'm Herbert Zeibots.
Bingo. There we go. That's the end.